That's how I know it's a hit, because Jay White just produced it.
No, but little like flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. No, but little like flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. I thought I heard a lame nigga say I wasn't gonna blow up. Now he double tapping my picture, seeing my glow up. Nothing but little light flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. I'm just being honest, I'm just telling true facts. Boys won't pull my dreads, baby, I don't have tracks. All my hoes is fly, baby, we don't do nests. I just might go live, but throwing it back. Count up racks. I should bet fists and at sex. You know I'm fresh as Ajax. Baby, I'm lit, ain't no catch. Only my name on my chest. Single by choice, I ain't pressed. Keeping my foot on they necks. Boy, just don't get attached.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles.
That's how I know it's a hit, because Jay White just produced it.
No, but little like flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. No, but little like flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. I thought I heard a lame nigga say I wasn't gonna blow up. Now he double tapping my picture, seeing my glow up. Nothing but little light flex. I'm just out here stunting on my ex. I'm just being honest, I'm just telling true facts. Boys won't pull my dreads, baby, I don't have tracks. All my hoes is fly, baby, we don't do nests. I just might go live, but throwing it back. Count up racks. I should bet fists and at sex. You know I'm fresh as Ajax. Baby, I'm lit, ain't no catch. Only my name on my chest. Single by choice, I ain't pressed. Keeping my foot on they necks. Boy, just don't get attached.
I was wondering who sang that song. Honestly, I thought it was Beyonce. But Beyonce doesn't have really the kindest things to say about Miss Chloe Bailey. And forgive me right now, my grandbaby is over here staying the night with me, visiting with me tonight. We're having a great time. She's up playing a game, talking about some eggs, okay? I guess, what game are you playing?
Break into somebody's house.
What?
Break into somebody's house.
Is that the name of the game?
No, I don't know.
Oh, she doesn't know the name. But she says it's called breaking into someone's house, okay? And they're looking for eggs. My 6-year-old grandbaby, okay? We've had a blast tonight. We've had fun. You guys are going to hear her talking. You know, I'm a pretty laid back grandma, and you know, and as long, you know, discipline is discipline, but you know, forgive me for the sounds, okay? Forgive me for what you may hear. But she's 6, okay? And it is what it is. But listen, guys, I'm here to actually hold on just a second. Hey, Miss K, I'm gonna close this for a second because I'm on live, if you don't mind. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So listen, I'm here to talk about a story, you know, regarding another mass shooting, this time in a South Carolina mall. I'm being told that there are 12 people that have been injured, 2 critically, in this shooting in this South Carolina mall. Police are saying that 3 people have been detained. Now, I'm also hearing, I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that absolutely nobody has been murdered, which is great. But I hear there are people in critical condition. Now, let's get into some of the details here. 10 people were shot, 2 others injured in this shooting at this shopping mall in South Carolina's capital that authorities do not believe was a random attack, okay? 3 people who had firearms have been detained in connection with this Saturday afternoon shooting at Columbiana Centre. Columbia Police Chief W.H. Skip Holbrook has said, he said at least one of those 3 people fired a weapon, and he knows that for a fact. Quote, "We don't believe this was random. We believe they knew each other and something led to the gunfire." Authorities have said that no fatalities have been reported, but that 8 of the victims were taken to the hospital. Of those 8, 2 are in current critical condition, 6 are in stable condition, and the victims ranged in age from 15 to 73. Now, Daniel Johnson, a man who was there at the mall, said he and his family were visiting from Alabama, where they were eating in the food court when they first heard the shots ring out and started seeing people running, okay? Johnson said people were screaming for their children, their spouses, knocking over tables in the food court as they fled, saying, quote, "Everybody was trying to get outside." Quote, "When I was coming out, you could see baby strollers turned over, people's phones, left keys. It was a very hectic situation." Johnson said he gathered his wife, daughter, and son and began heading towards the exit after letting the crowd clear out for a bit. "My biggest thing was, and not to sound selfish, was to make sure that our family was okay and get them out safely, because this is not something that we love to do for Easter weekend." And big props up to that man, Mr. Johnson. I'm glad that you and your family are safe and alive. Now, hours after the shooting, workers from a couple of stores remained clustered in the mostly empty parking lot, waiting for police to let them back inside to retrieve their car keys, personal belongings, so that they could leave. They said they did not hear or see anything during the shooting, but followed the mall's alert system and were evacuated by police shortly after. They declined to give their names, citing company policies. Quote, "Today's isolated, senseless act of violence is extremely upsetting, and our thoughts are with everyone impacted." This is Columbiana Centre that said this statement. Quote, "We are grateful for the quick response and the continued support of our security team and our partners in law enforcement." Now, this shooting is the latest in a rash of shootings at or near malls across the country. My question is there a forum somewhere, a 4chan, an 8chan, a 6chan? Is there a forum somewhere where people are discussing shooting up malls? And I think that is something that needs to be investigated. I'll be honest with you guys. Our police, the police, they're no good at IT type research like that. I believe that every police department, or at least the bigger ones, need to, Kay, quiet down, baby. I believe that especially large police departments need to hire IT professionals who have the capability to perform levels of research that that is impossible for them to do. Okay. I'm just being straight up with you. There's a lot of smart individuals out here, IT professionals, who are also crime researchers. And, I think that's something that needs to be thought about. And I'm sorry, but you just cannot rely on someone that comes out of the police academy and expect them to have 25, 30 years of experience, finding crime on the internet. Okay. They just became familiar with the dark web and they still don't even know how to handle that. Okay. Now, a 15-year-old boy was shot in the head Wednesday in Brooklyn's Atlantic Terminal Mall. His injuries were not believed to be life-threatening. The NYPD says he was with a group of boys outside the mall when a dispute happened with a second group of boys on Tuesday. A Southern California shoe store owner mistakenly shot a 9-year-old girl while firing at two shoplifters at the Mall of Victor Valley. And earlier this month, police said 6 people were killed and 12 others wounded in Sacramento, California during a gunfight between rival gangs as bars closed in a busy area near the downtown Commons shopping mall in the state capital. Not to mention the fact that we just went through another mass shooting just the other day, okay? We watched this man, Frank, turn himself in. He a very hateful man. He spewed lots of hate on several videos. YouTube pulled his channel along with other social media. So the only way you can find any of that is going to be on the underground site. And I would tell you that I would consider myself part of the underground. I call myself that all the time. LeakYou, the official underground, because I know how to locate these types of clips, but I can't post them on social media. Clips like that go on Patreon and they go on my website because I have full and utter control, especially on my website. If you got a problem with what's posted on my website, then I suggest you put in a complaint form. I've got a complaint form up. And your complaint form will come to me. And I'll make a decision based on the complaint that you make. Now, it's scary because it's like the world is getting worse, okay? These mass shootings are getting worse. It's like it's happening on a daily. And it's like I don't even want to go out. I don't even want to go out anymore. I don't even want to go buy groceries anymore. I would rather have them delivered by Uber or just, Instacart or get some Uber Eats. Like, I'm not kidding you. And I'm really concerned about the state of the world but if you're a believer in the Bible, even if you believe in the Quran, Muslim, whatever you are, we all know that things are not going to get any better. They're only going to get worse. And the only thing that I can hope and I can pray for is that nothing like this ever happens to my children, my family, or anyone that I know. That's simple. It's quite scary. I was saying before, like I canceled my trip to Amsterdam and London recently. I'm planning to go somewhere else. Actually, I've got a couple places in mind, and I'm almost scared to do that. But here's the thing. I'm not going to live my life scared from anyone. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And, with the things that I know that I've been through in my life, dealing with brain tumors and stuff like that, if it's my time, it's my time, straight like that. And I just want to say that. But most importantly, I want to say to each and every one of you, tell your family that you love them. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hate in this world. And when you get up in the morning, or if your kids are grown and they don't live with you anymore, send them a text. Say, hey, I love you. Call them. Say, hey, I just wanted you to know I fucking love you, right? Let people know, let your family know how much you care about them, because you never know when a moment could come that could change your life forever, and that person could be gone. And we're talking the type of thing. I mean, this is, like I said, it's happening on almost a daily basis. I want to show you this really quick, and then we will continue here.
Chaos at the mall. Customers and employees scrambling for safety, many evacuating, others seeking shelter in stores, which then went into lockdown mode. At least 10 people were shot, 2 others injured in mayhem that followed, and more than 1 person was detained in connection to the shooting. Jesse Kirsch leads us off tonight with late-breaking developments.
Tonight, police say 3 armed persons of interest are in custody after a mass shooting at this Columbia, South Carolina mall left 12 people injured. Authorities say 10 were shot. 2 more victims were hurt during a stampede, according to police, who say no one was killed.
I need a medical crew.
Police say the first 911 call came in just after 2 p.m. today. Someone hearing gunfire near the Gap at Columbiana Centre Mall.
There's at least 3 people were seen with firearms inside the mall, and at least 1 person fired a weapon. That could change. We don't believe this was random, and there was some type of conflict that occurred that resulted in gunfire.
This mother and daughter say they heard gunshots ringing out in the food court.
I actually hid under the table, and Rachel turned around to see I wasn't with her, and she immediately, screamed for me to get up. And I said, "We got to get up. We got to get out." And we didn't stop running until we got to my car.
Shopping in a store, Jennifer Newsom says someone warned everyone to get out.
I saw little children fleeing. I saw adults. I saw teenagers. I saw an elderly lady with her walker trying to get out.
Newsom says she also saw the bloody aftermath.
I ran through the food court and I saw people shot. I saw blood.
This Snapchat video appears to show a shattered window. Police say they spent hours clearing every store.
I'm still scared. I'm still shaking. It was very traumatic.
And Jesse, what more are we learning about the victims?
Jose, tonight, police tell us everyone who was injured was hospitalized. The youngest person shot, 15, the oldest, 73. Jose?
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
Breaking news tonight.
And listen, there's one thing that I want to say before I end this video, okay? There's something that I want to say. I'm not saying that this was a terrorist attack, and I can't say that. Okay, tell mommy I'll call her right back. Tell her I'll call her right back. Tell her to give me 5 minutes. All right. I want to say this really quickly. I'm not going to sit up here and say this was a terrorist attack. I can't, because law enforcement is not saying that. But for 3 people to go into a mall and shoot multiple people, okay, that says something. And although we're not talking about a lone hateful person like the man in New York City, right? We're talking about 3 people who decided to go to this mall and shoot it up. And I want to remind you of something. I want to tell you something that FBI and police have never said. You remember the Pulse nightclub, right? You remember that. 50 people were killed over a 4.5-hour standoff. And to this day, his wife was even put in prison for contributing to his terrorist attack, but yet they don't want to call it that. And we know that Omar Mateen went overseas, fought overseas, and he was radicalized, okay? And I want to just say RIP to those of you that were murdered in Pulse nightclub. Even to this day, I'm very sorry for the loss of each of those individuals, and to their families, I'm very sorry for your loss. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to share an opinion with you that I believe fully that the Pulse nightclub shooting massacre was a terrorist attack. Period. That is how I feel about it. Nobody goes into a club, stalks it, and kills 50 people, okay? Knowing the history we know about his travels, how he fought overseas, his beliefs, okay? How his wife knew he was going to do it, but she didn't do anything or say anything about it. She deserves to be in prison, okay? And I just want to say that more information will definitely come out on this. I suspect there will be more of these shootings. You know, you remember Columbine. That was really the first mass shooting in America, in Colorado. And it's like it's only escalated, and it's like it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And so I don't know what's going on here in this situation, but again, 3 shooters, okay? 3 shooters. And it reminds me of the Omar Mateen case, 50 killed. And he definitely was not going to be arrested. He was going to go out as what he would call a martyr. I don't believe he was a martyr. I believe he was a straight pussy. Okay. And, you know, when we're talking about martyrs, we're talking about people like Gavin Long. We're talking about Xavier Johnson, Micah Johnson. We're talking about those type of people. Those would be considered martyrs in the Black community. I'm not even going to lie to you. There's no reason for me to lie to you. And I'm not saying that that's the right thing, but look at what police have done to Americans. Look what they've done. They're corrupt. We've got police agencies that have intentionally hired KKK members. And I could go on and on and on. But I believe that that was a terrorist attack, and the FBI will not admit it. Of course they won't, because why would they? Why would they want to scare the, you know, Americans and say, hey, some weirdo hit up a nightclub and committed a terrorist attack against, you know, the entire place and killed 50 people? So again, I just want to say, I hope each and every one of these individuals recover from their injuries, as well as those in Brooklyn, as well as those that have, I mean, every day this week, there's been a mass shooting of some kind or a shooting of some kind. And I just want to say, again, RIP to those that were lost in Pulse nightclub, and to every other mass shooting, including the Sandy Hook school shooting, which was one of the most heartbreaking murders that have ever happened in the history of the United States of America. Thanks, everybody, for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time.